Lovely. Hello and welcome to episode 151 of the Paro Pod with your boys, myself, Owen, and you, sir.
Mark. What's up?
This episode is sponsored by All My Friends Hate Me. Oh no.
Was that a statement or the title of a movie?
Okay, there we go. 2021, Andrew Gaynard. A college reunion goes awry when Pete suspects his friends may be out to get him. As their weekend getaway grows more and more uncomfortable, should Pete be worried about his safety, or is it all in his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete.
Interesting.
Yeah, Pete, you got a few things to worry about there, Pete.
Yeah, there's a lot to worry about.
Pete, buddy old pal. But yeah, we'll get on to that in like an hour's time ish. Right. Yeah. The usual. How have you been, Mark?
Good. Yeah, nothing too crazy happening. Amazing weather recently, so nice. Went out for a few runs, went for a walk.
Melted your glasses.
I melted my I went to a sauna 48 hours ago. Changed my life forever.
You have very bad luck with both saunas and steam rooms.
Yes, that's what I was saying, because I hadn't been to a sauna since I've probably been like the day or whatever. But since me and Owen were in a sauna once, in a steam room, and I like burned my foot. I like put
really badly.
It was like a 2nd degree burn. Like it was like it went burn through to like the flesh. They gave me like special medication for it and all. It was so pain. I can still feel it, like talking about it now. It's like shooting up, like I think it must have got to the nerves or something like that. Like just like shooting up my entire body. Because I just put my foot underneath the tap that spits out like the super hot water which creates the steam, and it dropped. I remember your reaction, just like, shut the fuck up, because I was like, oh.
It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Mark, you gotta shut the fuck up, please. I know this is really sore, but please.
Yeah. Oh, I was so sore. But yeah, that was a bad situation. But I went to a sauna in Dublin there at the weekend. We went to one. There's one down in Clontarf. There's quite a few around. There's loads around the place these days. One of my housemates went to one in like Dundrum, which is a different company. I think you went to a different company as well.
Yes.
In Stoneybatter, they're everywhere. But I went to one in Clontarf, and I went to the little sauna room, and then they have like cold plunges just outside, little like buckets and stuff. Nice little setup. It was a nice day. Went to the sauna. I've been there, done that, easy. Me and Orla going in. I'm wearing my glasses in. They get really, really hot straight away, like within like a few minutes. But it's like, oh, whatever. But like this sauna is fucking boiling hot. Like it's so hot. And your man was saying beforehand, like, this is an unusually hot sauna. It's like, does it like maybe like in hindsight, is that like a good thing?
I don't know. I feel like
that's a bad thing.
I feel like there's regulations for these things.
Yeah, surely. But yeah, my glasses were getting so hot, and they're like wire frames, and obviously there's glass in them as well. But I just let them off to the side because like they were burning my face while they were sitting on my nose. And then we went out. We went to the cold plunge. We were back into the sauna. We were chatting to the people in there. Back into cold plunge. Back into sauna. Back into cold plunge. Then we got a bite to eat. Lovely little toasty caravan right outside. The setup was crazy. There was a little cricket match happening as well. It was a lovely day. And
man, I think I might do this on Saturday. Go on.
It's only 15 quid each.
Yeah.
Like we got an hour, and they were like, if you want to stay over, like just just go, as long as the place isn't busy, just stay over. It's like, this place is class, so relaxing. But I thought everything was normal, and then we went to like a kind of a trad session as well. Afterwards, like that evening. But like I had my contacts in because I don't know, I just wanted to see better. I didn't realize till like Monday, when I was putting my glasses on for like work to read stuff, that like my glasses had like melted, like the glass had like warped to the point where like I couldn't properly read. Like I could read the words and make out the letters and stuff, fine. But it's just it looked like it was like I was just like falling into heaven. You know, it was just like a glare.
That is beautiful, falling into heaven.
There was just a glare everywhere. And it was just like it was in the middle of the morning, and I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" I was getting mad headaches off it. I had to switch. I'm wearing my older glasses at the minute, which are like, which I wore these in Canada. These are like 6 years old. Like the prescription is so out of date. And so like I have a massive headache because I can't see very well. And also like when you change over from glasses and like you feel like a bit weird
You
for a
can't.
while.
You literally can't see properly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And even like your spatial awareness is a bit off. But I went into Specsavers on Monday as well, and I was trying to convince them that like I wasn't having a medical episode, but my glasses were the problem, because I was like, there's just glare everywhere, and like I can't really see properly, and they probably thought I had like fucking cataracts or something like that.
Yeah.
But I finally convinced them there's something wrong with the glasses. So hopefully, please God, because there's going to be it'd be 150 quid to fix or something like that. It'd be a lot.
Well,
of money
this just
to fix.
make you get new glasses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then it's fucking 100 quid or whatever.
Does your PRSI pay for glasses?
Well, I just got these 6 months ago.
Yeah, no.
These are pretty
Oh,
much
yeah,
new.
yeah.
Yeah, your PRSI, you can get 60 quid off. You can get 70 quid off your glasses with PRSI.
Yeah. But
That's
you've already used that up.
I've already used that up. That's gone. So I'd have to pay. That's out of pocket. I'm going to have to pay if I have to pay. Which is just pain in the balls. Pain in the balls. But that's
surely
that's life.
glasses should.
Surely glasses shouldn't melt because like you was like, this is unusually hot sauna. We get in there looking around. We see the thermometer, and it's like we were talking about. I think it was last episode where you'd been to the sauna, and it was like fucking 150 degrees, something like that. And we're like, how could it be 150 degrees?
Yeah, it could be that hot.
And we're looking up like Fahrenheit is like, it's only like 55 degrees. Like that's not that hot. Because like it's like 55 degrees in India and like Saudi Arabia, like Arizona as well. Sometimes people wear glasses all the time, And surely if you're wearing contacts, like the plastic would melt on your eyelids as well.
I have a feeling that I've heard of that happening.
Like contacts melting on your eyelids.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of that happening.
Oh my god, that's way worse.
Yeah. Oh, you're fucked then. You're just blind, basically. Then.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do anything.
Yeah. Jeez, that's way worse. Well, maybe I could thank my lucky stars. I'm getting a brighter outlook on life now after you just said that.
Yeah, just keep blinking, you guys. Sure, it'll be fine.
At least I can still see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with
worse.
Partially.
You're slightly worse.
I can't make out bus numbers now when they're coming up in the distance. Which
stick their arm out for the best.
Surround the bus. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Keep going.
Only when they get a bit closer.
Keep going.
No, never mind. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a real pain in the balls.
That is a pain.
That's a real pain.
Hopefully that gets sorted for you though, and you don't have to pay 150.
Yeah, please God,
please Jesus,
because I'm not made of money. I'm not made of money. I also like last year I made the decision to put like what savings I have into so
crypto.
One of my cousins works in like is like an investment kind of thingy firm or whatever, and he recommended it's like or like I was interested in it to begin with, and he was like, oh, like go with these guys, these are good. We had a whole like back and forth. I was like, this looks pretty solid. So I put the money in there last year. I've like fucking stock market crashed like last week. I've lost like so much money, in that, especially if I have to pay for these glasses. I'm ruined if I have to pay for these glasses.
I was gonna say, you said, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm so glad, because I was like,
thankfully I've nothing in crypto except for the 50 quid I put back in like 2020 or something like that, which is still worth more than it was back then.
That's only gone up.
But my savings are like have cratered in literally the last 2 weeks.
I was looking at it. Just leave it. If you just leave it there, it'll go back up eventually.
Oh yeah. Well,
we hope.
We'll see. Yeah.
Because at the start of the year, I was like, maybe I should start like putting my money into stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Melissa was talking about it as well, and I was like, I don't know, because one of her friends is fella. They're after getting a gaff because he put his had like a bunch of savings, put $6,000 in, and then put into high risk bonds, and came back after like 4 years or something like that, or like 25 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Which like, wow, amazing. And then Melissa was talking about like how she'd like to do that. I was like, I don't know. They're like, that's what, like maybe
now is probably the worst time in the last 20 years to do high risk.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Like I think like she didn't have any, like she had savings, but she didn't put any into the stocks or anything like that. Thank Christ.
Yeah.
Just immediately evaporated.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. Yeah, because I put mine in a year ago and it still fucking tanked. Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole thing, but like, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's like 800, 900 quid just like evaporated. I was like, that's like.
I suppose if you put the money in back now, is the idea. If you put the money in back, if you had money
if you put a load in now.
Ideally, but. I've heard,
already know though.
But I've heard people like, because I've seen people like talk about that. And it's like, yeah, but all the people that are in the know are still taking
Yeah.
their money out,
Yeah, exactly.
which
yeah.
means like it's getting worse. It will only get worse. It's like
Yeah, that's pretty. It's maybe even a worse thing. It's pretty like what they're thinking. Because usually, like, I don't know. I feel like if like people like us are thinking this is a perfect time to buy, that means it's definitely the wrong time to buy.
it's definitely the worst possible time to buy.
Because the people who do it full time know that that people are going to be thinking, oh, put in money to this, so, buy the dip or whatever, and then they just, then they make money off the fact that you put money into it, and then they can get out, like,
Yeah.
they can get their payday and leave, yeah, because it's pretty uncertain still what's going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
like it's very very uncertain, and it's like it's already having the effects, but like it's just the effects on the markets at the minute. And then like, we still haven't seen how it's going to affect China and the US. It's basically the entire global economy.
Oh, sweet Jesus, China, what the hell?
has
Like
been-
China's fucking.
Oh, yeah, they're beasting it up. They're having a laugh because they don't even give a shit about the stock market. Fucking hell, there's no way to invest in their stock market over here. I'd bet on them. I'd bet on them every day of the week.
I put all my money on them if I could.
I'd put out the house and the kids on them. But it doesn't seem to be feasible.
Do you see all the stuff with them? Like the fashion wholesales just being like, oh yeah, here's where your companies get all
Yeah, your Hermes handbags for like 10 grand, but they're made for like $50
yeah,
in China.
and you can buy them. From
You can buy them
us.
direct.
You can buy them from us.
I knew a guy in the century who would sell like like high quality, like Hermes stuff, and like like really like Louis Vuitton bags and stuff like that. He'd be like, oh, it's the real deal now. I'm like, yeah, sure it is, and he'd sell it for really good prices. But it was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was, because he had like a contact in
He's got-
China.
he's got
They
them off
ship him
them.
over, yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. So, yeah. How was your last few weeks been?
Pretty good. It's pretty chill. Nothing really changed. Still cruising along at the same.
Same pace.
I'm now roughly getting an interview a week.
That's good.
Roughly. So,
Mhm.
that's an improvement as to
Zeroing in.
not even get back rejections. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any news at all. Do I? No, I haven't. Got a new camera.
That's cool.
Yeah. There we go.
That's
Watched a few movies.
watched a few movies. Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
Have I done it? I don't think I've done any. I don't have any news.
Did you do anything for the weather?
Went on a walk. Drove on some country roads is what I did.
Oh, dangerous.
Fuck that shit.
Where?
Fuck that shit. Went to Wicklow. Went up to Wicklow, past Bray. Went to one of the starts or ends somewhere along the way in the Wicklow Way, which is like a big mountain walk. Walked for about an hour. Walked back. Pretty nice. Country roads are fucking mental, and country people are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That was what I learned that day. So you are all fucking tapped.
Yeah. Hicks. Hicks.
I was even like, but like I was going like fairly quick on the road. I was like driving the speed limit. I was like, this is ridiculous. So
60k, like.
I was driving around 60. I was like, this is ridiculous that this is the speed limit. That makes no sense. And like slowed down, and the car behind me is coming up. I was like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm clearly a city boy. Leave me alone.
City slicker in these country woods.
Oh jeez, but yeah, survived is the main thing.
Yeah. That sounds like a nice day out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
You
good.
know? That's
Somebody's
such a,
coffee.
it's great because Wicklow, you can only get there Wicklow Way in like the Wicklow Mountains with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to go last summer, but the only way to get there if you don't have a car is there's a bus which leaves twice a day from WCD Centre. Twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Wicklow.
Yeah.
It's like literally you could walk there in 3 hours. Twice a day it goes to like Glendalough, down to Glendalough. Why is it? I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
It's insane how inaccessible travel is in
Yeah.
Ireland.
And one of them
Did you
leaves
see
at 11 a.m., one leaves at 6. So basically, you have to get the one at 11 a.m. Like, it's
If
like,
you want
it's
to
like,
do anything.
It's like a flight, you know? It's like you're going to Wicklow. It's insane. I just thought it was crazy.
Do you see Cork is getting the Lewis?
No, it's not.
They're getting a
No,
Lewis,
it's
apparently.
not. No, it isn't.
Apparently.
No, it's not going to happen. when did they announce that?
I think they announced it today that they have plans to possibly start construction on it in 2028.
I can tell you right now that's not going to happen. 100%. Our economy will be gone by then. And
what
even
are you
if
planning for the future for? There's no point.
like I think there's not going to be like that's not there's no way, even if our economy was booming, that wouldn't happen. There's no way that would happen. That just wouldn't happen. Things like that don't happen outside of Dublin city centre.
Why can't like I can't believe like Cork is getting a the plan is that Cork will get a Lewis before North Side Dublin gets one.
Well, Northside Dublin has one Cabra.
That doesn't count.
Where should Lewis go to? Where
Malahide Road, straight up.
Straight up. It should. No, you're right though. I agree. Because the Dart is dog, and they're doing that Dart Plus thing, but it doesn't like it's been coming in for fucking years, you know. And it's just a train, so the buses are all dog shit, you know.
How about like another form of transport from the airport outside of buses? That'd be nice.
Yeah, like a train,
like a Dart,
like a metro maybe,
or even a Lewis,
even a Lewis, light rail. You know, we're in Bordeaux last year. We're in Bordeaux, and they have like a tram from their airport to their you know the main city center. It's like the 6th, 7th biggest city in France. It's an irrelevant city in France. Half the size of Dublin, really.
Yeah, Bordeaux.
It's an irrelevant city. It's a nice city. It's much nicer than Dublin, but it's an irrelevant city on like a continental scale. They just casually built, just recently as well, tram to the city centre. It's like you're not even going to go see anything in there. Like it's just whatever. Dublin's like yeah, we'll get around to it. Let's just have more buses from Swords. We've 27 buses now. Why don't we have 28 buses running from Swords to Dublin? And they all overlap each other, and they all create traffic jams, and they all cost like fucking €10 to get in. It's ridiculous. But that Cork Lewis, that is not going to happen. I can guarantee you right now, that will never ever happen. Not a hope.
No. Right. Where do you want to start? Will we start? 2 bad movies, 1 and 2 good movies.
Let's do that. 2 bad movies.
2 bad movies.
I was watching Stranger Than Fiction. I watched this 2 weeks ago. It's a 2006 comedy movie with Will Ferrell.
I'm going to use that. Outside the starring Will Ferrell, I'm going to use that comedy for my one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of it's a theme. It's interwoven. Will Ferrell, Maggie Gyllenhaal is her name.
Yes.
And Emma Thompson, and also Dustin Hoffman is in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's also in it. It's star-studded cast. Star-studded
It's
cast.
a crazy cast.
It's about this guy Will Ferrell. He's playing like this random guy, and he's like really boring, like straight edge, like office worker, and he just he's a very orderly life, and he has like a very orderly apartment where he just does the same orderly things day in day out. Very rigid robotic schedule, and he's like he's an auditor for the IRS, like the revenue in America. The
most boring job imaginable.
He's a very, very boring guy. You know, it's like the first 30 minutes of the movies, but this guy's so boring, so boring. And then he becomes suddenly aware that there's a narrator that is like that only he can hear, that is predicting everything that's going to happen to him, like just kind of like narrating his life as it goes along. You know, so like you'll be getting on the bus and they'll be talking about like, well, John Doe, he didn't like the bus because he preferred to walk everywhere, or like, and then John Doe was hit by a route cyclist or something like that, and what happened to him, and only he could hear it, so he thought he was going crazy, and there's this whole weird thing. It creates a personality crisis for him because he feels like he's losing control of his life, and the whole thing was, he's in control of everything because he's a very, very boring guy and does the same thing again. And yeah, so he doesn't know what to do. And at the same time all this is happening, he's working on a case where there's a girl, Maggie Gyllenhaal. She runs a bakery, and she's this free spirited kind of hippie type. She used to be a corporate sellout, but then she got rid of that life.
Are they the love interest?
They're the love interest. Really,
Will Ferrell
yeah.
and
no, doesn't
Maggie
work.
Gyllenhaal
Does not work.
No,
at any level. It's just, it doesn't
at
work.
any stage. I don't think that works.
At any stage, no. Like, yeah, it's just like they're a lot younger in it, obviously, because it's quite an old movie. But it's just a bit strange. Will Ferrell, like, God love him. He does a good job.
Is this the only time he's ever done a serious role?
I feel like he's probably done others, but like this is the only one that I've ever seen, which is a mistake that I made because when I was flicking through movies to watch, and went into comedy. It's like a Saturday night, watch something nice and lighthearted. Comedy, scrolling through, watch most comedies already. As anyone listens to this podcast will know, we've watched pretty much every movie that exists. So like I couldn't find anything that we hadn't already seen. Stranger Than Fiction comes up. I've heard of it. Will Ferrell's in it. Comedy. It's only it's about an hour and 50 minutes. Okay, stick that on. I didn't laugh once, but there's like you're not meant to laugh once. Like there's no jokes.
I don't think
zero jokes.
I'm
in this
almost
movie.
certain that this isn't like a comedy. I think you might have been missold. This
I
movie
might have
by
been
your
misled.
dodgy box.
I might have been misled. My dodgy, yeah, maybe, perhaps. But like it's a disaster. It's just trying so hard to be really serious and really smart, and Will Ferrell's trying really hard, and even like Dustin Hoffman's trying really hard to be like the mentor kind of figure, because he doesn't know what to do with the narrator in his head, so he goes to an English professor who knows about narrations and stuff like that, and like what this could be. He thinks, oh, you're crazy or whatever.
Is it that he's a written character?
It's that his life is being written by someone else,
Okay.
literally, in a literal sense. That someone else being Emma Thompson, who is a writer, which is something that's identified by Dustin Hoffman because he's a big literary buff, and he's like, that's Emma Thompson. She's like an amazing writer. She's my favorite writer. And he starts.
Oh, what? Is that what it? Oh, I thought it was that he's a fictional character and that.
That would be. I think that would be more interesting.
But he's literally being like his life is being written by someone that's in his own world,
in the same universe.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's not. It's like it's not. It's. I don't know. I feel like it'd be better the way. You kind of assume it would be.
Do you remember that album we had in English? The band's Fucked Up. I can't remember what the name. Like they're literally called Fucked Up. I can't remember what the album was, but the concept of the album was that you're following a character and he realizes that he's the main character of this album.
No, I don't remember that.
And then it's like a punk rock album, so then he starts fighting the songwriter essentially.
Yeah, well, that sounds interesting.
I can't remember something like that.
See, that sounds more interesting. Is that like surely it would be about like he's literally a character in the movie that's being written by somebody else. I think it would be more interesting if he was dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of like just a fable kind of thing.
And trying to you could do something with that where it's like he's trying to break out of this system that is forcing him to act a certain way.
Yeah. So it's like saying something about the medium rather than it's just kind of a fable story which just happens to be a movie. I like that, and it takes itself. I feel like it takes itself so seriously.
Is it like trying to be quirky and indie and?
No, not really. No.
Oh, okay, right.
Like it kinda, like a little bit. It's just trying to be very just taking itself very very seriously. Like it's Truman Show, but like way worse.
Oh yeah,
not funny at all.
I had another question for you, which was who's the best like comedy actor in a serious role?
Yeah,
because I forgot that I was going to say Jim Carrey with Eternal Sunshine and also Truman Show.
Truman Show is good because he's mixing them. He's mixing them up.
Adam
Sandler's good
because he's his normal self in the start, and then by the end he's something else.
Yeah.
Adam
and it's
Sandler,
a serious ending. Yeah.
Adam Sandler with Uncut Gems and Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
That's really good.
There's definitely a few others.
I thought of Ben Stiller as well for Meyerowitz Story.
Which?
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Dustin Hoffman is also in that movie. I think it's Dustin Hoffman. And that I've never seen it, but The Secret Life of Walter Mitty or whatever, or Mitty Walter.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that, but I think that's also like him being serious.
Mm-hmm. Matthew McConaughey is actually good. He was. People forget that he was a comedic actor.
Yeah, but he's to the point where
he's just completely changed.
He's not even a comedy actor
anymore. Yeah.
Like I don't even see him as that. He's like an actor.
He's a full-on actor. Yeah.
I also thought I haven't seen it either, but Foxcatcher with
Steve Carell and The Big Short.
Yeah. Yes, as well.
Yeah. Channing Tatum's in that as well. Actually, he's good.
Yeah, Channing Tatum. Yeah,
Good. But he's not making it work. Will Ferrell. He just doesn't.
I can't think of another movie where he's serious.
Will Ferrell, serious roles.
Like, I think this might be the only one. And maybe that's the reason why.
Maybe it's the reason why it's dog shit. He just never tried again. Serious roles. Has he ever played anything else? Everything Must Go and Downhill. So, 2 movies I've never heard of, and 1 movie which I watched and is really bad.
Everything Must Go Downhill. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, he hasn't done anything else really. Like he doesn't like set a foot wrong really, but like when he's like having like a like an emotional moment. He's just because you just know him as a comedic actor. It's not really his fault. It's just like this is not the place. This is not the time or the place. You're not selling it. And it just doesn't help that the movie isn't very good. Just generally speaking, like Emma Thompson is this character. She's identified by Dustin Hoffman. She's this genius writer, and she writes these amazing books. But she hasn't released a book in 10 years. She's working on this new one. And they see this interview on the TV where she starts describing this, like, I'm writing a book about the life of an IRS agent, and it's all about how he discovers the meaning of life in the most unconventional ways. And even like it's a pretty small thing, but Dustin Hoffman describes her other books, and even the current book, which is the story of this movie. And he's like, she's just an amazing writer, a great storyteller. I was like, these books sound dog shit. They sound so boring. They said there's nothing. It just sounds so fucking pedestrian and boring, and like the same as every other book. Like, oh no, there's no element of mystery about it. It's Queen Latifah is her agent as well, and they have this weird like kind of dynamic where whenever she's in the movie, like any scenes that she has, she's like doing the whole thing where like she's just constantly smoking and looking off really dreary, and being like, oh, I hate being a writer. Like it's just the human condition is too much to handle. And then Queen Latifah will come in and be like, come on, you need to get your head in the game. Like this is, I don't know what her role in the movie is really, except to like refocus Emma Thompson's character. Like she's completely like pointless role. But yeah, Emma Thompson's character is so irritating. And then there's a crossover at the end where they become aware of each other. But it doesn't land because there is that metafictional aspect where you could have had. He's actually like he is being written. He's literally being written by someone, in the movie. That's what the movie is. Like that's how you make a movie. Surely it's more interesting for the movie to be about that than to be like, maybe all our lives are pre-written, and if we're just good people, things will
will work out in the end.
We'll get a good ending written for us or something.
Yeah,
Load of rubbish.
Yeah, that's
woke nonsense.
Woke nonsense. That just sounds like woke nonsense.
It was a bit rubbish. 2 hours long. It felt like fucking
5
forever.
Yeah,
it felt like 3 hours. It was so long.
I was looking up a list of other actors, comedy actors. Robin Williams, Good Will Hunting.
Oh yeah.
Marlon Wayne.
Marlon Wayne.
The Wayne brothers.
Yeah, White Chicks.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Requiem for a Dream.
Oh right. Yeah.
He's in that. Whoa. There was another one there that was also like, man, I forgot that like you're in that, and it was Jason Bateman in Ozark.
Yes.
Jason Bateman now, I'm like, you can play a fucking scary dude. And he's in that Carry On as a scary dude. He's believable now as a scary dude. Where he's just a comedy actor, but he can be a scary dude.
He's a good actor, yeah.
He's a good actor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, another shy movie. Should we go for a good movie? Should we do a shit sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do shit sandwich, right?
We'll stagger it.
Continuing on with the Transformers review franchise. God, this franchise is so long. 2 more movies left, though. We're nearly there. Bumblebee, 2016, something like that. This is the origin story for Bumblebee. How did Bumblebee get on Earth?
It's a question we've all been asking.
This movie's way later than that. I think it's actually 2018. Couldn't even be 2019. It's a question we've all been asking. How did Bumblebee get on Earth?
He flew there.
He just landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks at the start of this movie.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't like that.
Didn't like it either.
That goes away, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does go away. So this movie came out after Age of Extinction. No, after, what's the last one called?
The
Last Night.
The Last Night, yeah.
Jesus,
yeah.
I've watched that movie.
Jeez, that movie was dog. That was the lowest. That was a low point. I don't know.
One of the worst movies we've ever talked about on this podcast.
Yeah.
So Bumblebee came out after The Last Night and is a prequel to all the other movies. None of the actors are reoccur at all. It's completely fresh cast. We have girl, her friend who's boy, an army man who's played by John Cena.
John Cena, yeah, that's a coup.
And then there's Mam and Stepdad, Dead Dad, and Bumblebee. And bullies as well.
Bullies, those are key.
And 2 evil Decepticons. I can't remember anyone's name from this movie outside of Bumblebee.
Charlie.
Charlie's the girl.
Mm.
Yes. She was really good. I thought
Mhm.
Charlie was very good.
Uh-huh.
She's easily, so far, the best protagonist. She's way less than, well, she's
Well,
way, I was going to say, she's way less annoying than Shia LaBeouf. 100%. But I was like, but Shia LaBeouf, at least in the first two movies, he's just got that nostalgia for me. So,
yeah.
kinda-
I feel like Sam in the first one is fine. Like, I feel like he's good.
he's a bit of a creep boy, you know.
Yeah.
Her mate in this movie is fucking weird. I don't like him.
No.
He's a creepy best friend.
Mm.
He's like, oh,
Incel.
uh,
Incel
like,
adjacent.
little bit. Like, he's there and he's just kind of being a bit of a creep. I'm like, listen, dude, she's not into you. She's like really clearly not into you.
Mhm.
And he's really like super
He's pushing the
trying.
envelope.
Yeah, no,
It's a theme throughout the franchise.
stop pushing. Like, can guys and girls not just be friends? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
So Bumblebee lands on Earth because Optimus is like, go set up base basically and stay hidden. And then Bumblebee gets injured and loses his voice, and then goes into hiding, and then forgets everything, and is picked up by Charlie. And it's a little bit like E.T. and the Iron Giant, where it's like she's teaching him how to be, essentially.
Yes. Bumblebee.
How to Bumblebee. She also calls him that. She's like, I'm gonna call you Bumblebee
Mm-hmm.
because you're yellow.
Because you're yellow.
Because you're yellow. And then I can't remember the plot of this movie is pretty like insignificant. It doesn't really fucking matter. But the main thing about that I want to say about this movie
Doesn't matter at all.
doesn't matter at all. Like it's just
Is it
it's,
Optimus is he's struck down at one point and then he returns to life at the end because the Decepticons have been beaten back by Bumblebee.
no, that doesn't happen at all. No,
No?
you didn't. Yeah, no. I forgot that you watch this movie. No, so Bumblebee gives out a distress signal by an accident and notifies the Decepticons. And the Decepticons are like, right, we're gonna get this bitch. And they're two evil Decepticons that like have this really strange ability where they can like turn humans into liquid.
Oh.
They just go boom, and then like all the water just explodes out of a human. They just turn into a puddle.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah,
That's intense.
and they did it to like 3 humans as well. I was like, that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
John Cena's on the hunt for Bumblebee because Bumblebee like accidentally like attacked his squad.
Mm.
So he's like army man from Iron Giant.
Just imagine like Bumblebee like landing in WrestleMania. It's like actual John Cena going after him.
It's takes off the sweatband. Fucking let's go. Gives him an AA. So yeah, so he's hiding off with Charlie, and he's just trying to be whatever. Charlie's struggling with family and having this alien car, and
It's common teenage problems.
and then the Decepticons find Bumblebee, and then the army take Bumblebee, and then they start like interrogating him, and then the Decepticons are like, haha, we're gonna tell all the Decepticons to come here because this is actually the base that all the Autobots are gonna arrive to, and Optimus will be coming here at some stage. So then Bumblebee breaks out and has to fight. They even have the bit where like remember the bit like in throughout Iron Giant where like his eyes go red and he turns into a weapon.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not a weapon. Like Bumblebee, literally his eyes go red and starts fucking annihilating people because they start attacking him and the girl. And then she runs out. It's like, no, Bumblebee, calm down, please stop. Don't kill anyone. And like he's like looking, he's like pointing the gun and goes and like turns back to good Bumblebee.
Yeah.
And then he fights the Decepticons and like that's good violence, but the other violence is bad. Violence against humans, bad. But violence against other evil robots, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Whereas, Iron Giant is just,
Violence is bad.
violence is bad in general, and be more,
Be better.
be better than that.
Yeah. Unless you're attacking a nuclear bomb.
You can always attack nuclear bombs, that's allowed. So I guess like the Decepticons in this movie are nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
So yeah, then Bumblebee like fights them off or whatever, and then happy ending. But the ending is weird because the ending is the Autobots coming down to Earth.
But they've been there for thousands of years.
Well, Transformers have been there. This is See, this is
The
your point.
Earth is already a robot.
The Earth is already a robot,
been
and Transformers have
pre-established.
been there for thousands of years. But also, this is the first time that robots have ever been here. But also, in the first movie, was the first time they've ever, like, Optimus had ever been to Earth. But in this movie, no, he's actually been there before.
Yeah, he's been around.
He's been around. So I don't know. Rise of the Beasts is gonna have to explain why he left Earth again.
Mm.
I don't know. This franchise is so weird. None of it makes sense, and the continuity's all over the place. But
Yeah.
there's no MacGuffin in this movie, so that's
There's
a good
something
thing.
to chase. That's good. Yeah.
Nothing to
Yeah.
chase.
The amulet.
Yeah.
We must get it.
I can't, like, 5 movies of that, and I'm watching this like, man, I can't believe we have a different plot.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then John Cena's like, yeah, you're good, kid, and Bumblebee, you're alright too, soldier, and like, respect.
Yeah.
You help save Earth. But this is like easily the second best Transformers movie. Easily.
It's good. Better than
Maybe-
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But could probably, like, as a whole,
Could be the best.
to be honest, as a whole collective
It is the
movie,
best.
it is the best movie.
Yeah.
But nostalgia is helping Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
I thought you were thinking about Transformers 1. I forgot that you're a bit of a hater.
No,
For that
Dark of the
one.
Moon is Dark of the Moon is 1, Bumblebee's 2, Transformers 1 is 3,
Oh, all right.
then Revenge of the I've realized the errors of my way with that movie.
Or Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, I've reflected
Yeah.
and been like, it's not as good as I remember it being. It's the worst of the trilogy, of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot of nostalgia for that movie because it was my favorite when I was a teenager. But yeah, this is like a colorful movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's actual comedy in this movie.
Oh,
Bits where you laugh.
yeah.
There's like character emotional beats that like actually hit. And there's an annoying kid in it, and he is pretty annoying.
It's always important, though.
But he's not as annoying as like really anything that's in
And the other ones.
in any of the other movies.
Yeah.
He's not as annoying as Mark Wahlberg, and he's not as annoying as the parents from the original 3.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
It's got a creepy male character in it, but they've literally every single one of these movies has had that. And at least for the first time, it's not our main character, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
progress.
Improvement.
Progress.
So we got one more movie of the live actions, Rise of the Beasts.
Rise of the Beast. I can't believe that came out after.
I know.
Was it last year or year before?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Rise of the Beast.
And then, honestly, I don't want to do any more. I don't know. I want to keep watching these fucking Transformers. I'm so sick of them.
Rise of the Beast.
I don't want to do, because I was like, oh yeah, we can do Transformers 1, and
We should definitely do that one.
we should probably do that one, and the original like animated movie.
Mm.
Still 3 more movies left. Oh my god.
3 more movies. Rise of the Beast is only 2 hours.
I think the problem is that those Michael Bay movies are all 2.5 hours long. They're so long. They're
Yeah.
so fucking long.
This one doesn't have Mark Wahlberg in it. It's directed by Stephen Capel. He's only 36 years old. Holy moly.
What else has he directed?
Creed 2
Okay.
and The Land. It's pretty good, isn't it?
The fuck's
Don't know
the
what The Land is.
In the land. Pretty good, eh?
That's pretty good, isn't it?
I've never seen Creed 2, but
No, but I've heard it's alright though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's supposed to be good.
Creed 1 is alright, so I'm pretty sure Creed 2 will be alright.
And yeah, so like it's mixed reviews, which is not a good sign.
Which is like every single one of these movies. In fact, no, most of these movies have been primarily negative reviews.
That's very true. Yeah,
So mixed reviews probably means it might be the best one.
Yeah. Many deeming it as inferior to the preceding Bumblebee film. I suppose that's not too surprising.
No.
And Transformers 1 after that. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Why not cap it off?
Well, we're going to cap it off with the OG animated movie, I think.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And then we'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll be done.
Yeah.
I'm never picking like a film, like a franchise that I know has bad movies in it again.
Yeah, it's
Or at least
just-
movies
there's
that are
just
this
such a high density of bad
as,
movies.
As long or movies that are this fucking long.
Yeah.
God, 2.5 hour long movies, especially when the quality of some of these movies is, it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, yeah. What was the one we were talking about last time that there was it to be good next series? Didn't we have an idea last time?
Maybe.
There was like, oh bollocks. Oh well, we'll play it back. We'll play it back. We had a great idea. I can't remember what it was though.
I have no
I
idea.
can't remember now. Oh well, we'll think about it. But
Was it a horror franchise? Was it a
I don't know. Was it like it was like 3 movies that are kind of the same? They're like
the
remakes.
Vengeance trilogy?
The Witch.
Was it the Vengeance trilogy?
What's that?
The Old Boy trilogy?
No, I don't think so. They were linked anyway. But like we can think. Well, we'll remember it between now and June when we finish the Transformers.
Oh my god! Why did you say that?
Sometime between now and then, we will remember what we were talking about. Or we could just look it up in the transcript.
We could just do that.
We could just do that because we have that now. We have that technology now. These days, everything we've said on this podcast is available in the public domain for someone to search.
And use it for AI purposes.
We could, literally, we could be completely.
God, if you used,
that's so funny.
I wonder, like, surely you could like put all of the episodes of the Parapod
I create
into an AI
and create new episodes
and create,
on demand.
but also like be like, oh, predict like what movies they would like based on all these opinions.
Yeah. Wonder would that work? 'Cause
Surely
it's
it
all
would.
public domain. Will we try it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's pump the Parapod into ChatGPT and see what happens.
Yeah. What should be our next recommended film? ChatGPT. And we'll compare it to Gemini and DeepSeek and whatever fuck else.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You know, so what will be the next one? Like, it would know what we are.
It would know everything about us.
Yeah,
It would know.
it really would. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna see. This is live. Surely, because like we upload these to like YouTube and everything. Like, there's no paywall for any of this. So
It's all public domain.
let's go ChatGPT. So what am I asking you?
What should be the next recommended film on the Paropod podcast?
All right, let's see if it's. Will it be able to? GF Gravity Falls. What?
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Whoa. That's That's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Ew, that's disgusting. What the fuck? I didn't know it could do that.
That's crazy. Wow.
Okay, for the listener, I'd asked it, what should be the next recommended film on the Parapod podcast?
Wow.
And its response was, the most recent recommended film on the Parapod podcast is All My Friends Hate Me 2021. This was announced at the end of episode 150 titled Bayformers The Last Shy. What the fuck?
That's very creepy, isn't it?
I would regret doing that.
We need to take everything down.
Oh, I regret doing that.
That's really creepy.
You can listen to Parapod on platforms like Apple. Wait, so for the next episode. So based
based on previous recommendations over the last 150 episodes, what should the next recommendation be? Do not reuse one that's been recommended before. I suppose it pretty already knows that. That's a bit freaky. The fact that it specifies it was recommended at the end.
I hate that. I actually feel sick.
The transcript is there.
Based on a Parapod's eclectic mix of film recommendations, which often delve into psychological, surreal, and socially reflective themes, I think the next recommendation should be The Double. That movie's shit. We're not watching that.
Yeah.
This film aligns with the podcast's penchant for exploring the uncanny and then introspective. It offers a surreal narrative, blah, 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 blah. Alternatively, The Lobster. What the fuck? That's so weird.
That is really weird. A thematic analysis.
Provide other
Give us more.
recommendations. That is so weird.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. Enemy, coherence. I've heard a bit about that. An Evening with Beverly Loughlin. Wow, these are. Oh, geez, it just keeps going as well.
Weird Irish films as well.
And none of these have been recommended before.
No.
A Dark Song. I have spoken about that.
I didn't. Greener Grass, you fucking gobby, and that was one of our recommended films before.
We did.
Yeah.
AI debunked.
Idiot.
Intelligence. Looks like it's not. But that's really weird. That's really weird. Ooh, that's creepy. But
we have joked about how you could probably you could, from everything that we've uploaded, know a lot about us.
100%. Yeah.
But it's so weird to have it like actually shown to me right now. Don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll be able to tell me on average how long our episodes are as well.
I'd say it would. Yeah, definitely.
That is disgusting.
250 hours. I would have thought more. I would have thought more than that.
I would have thought more.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot of time to of just like speech, of just us talking, spilling our guts, being vulnerable. You know, we could be targeted because of this.
What are the hosts' names?
What are the host names? What are their full names? If they get this right, I'm going to kill myself.
I'm gonna ask you, where do they live? No, please.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, they only just have our first names, which is because it's on the descriptions.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Where are they from?
Oh, this is disgusting. I know this is really awful for like listeners, but this is
too interesting.
I'm after opening up a fucking rabbit hole. Their full names aren't publicly disclosed to content. A Life in Dublin. Oh shit.
They've appeared on the podcast A Life in Dublin.
We discuss. No, we don't.
That did not happen. This indicates they're likely based in Dublin. They've appeared on the podcast A Life in Dublin. Have we? Mark and Owen.
Factually incorrect history of snakes. What the fuck is this? Mark Kelly. Okay.
It is a different thing. Mark and Owen. An episode about nothing. Oh my god, there's a parallel universe version of us.
What the hell is another podcast?
We have evil twins.
Mark and Owen share stories of their own culture. What the hell is this? Man,
wait, what do they sound like?
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm afraid to press play.
Oh, fuck off.
Okay, wait on, can I find this A Life? Oh wait, this is because I'm on. Oh, wait. A Life in Dublin. There's another. Oh, I don't like this.
There's another Mark and Owen that are also in Dublin.
That are also doing
have a podcast. This is unprecedented.
We'll go for a break.
Yeah. I think I need a break.
Okay, existential crisis over. It's not as bad as we thought it was.
It's not. It's still pretty eerie.
It is. That first bit was extremely accurate, but everything since then has been completely inaccurate.
Well,
so
anything you see about us on ChatGPT is completely inaccurate.
Whew, that was a bit fucking haunting there, though.
It's a bit spooky, but that's what they have for the public. What do they have for
them? For the guys up top.
What do they have?
Paying for the premium, I tell you.
Yeah. They're subscribed to our Patreon and all. They've got everything. They've got all the content. They know everything about us.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the monkey. The monkey. This is the new. I was about to say Ty West. What's his name?
Perkins.
Thank you. Oz Perkins movie. We talked about Longlegs last episode, and then we're like, okay, right. You know, it's at that new movie out, The Monkey. One of that's like shy. Is what it's like.
Straight to the point.
It's shy. It's such a weird movie. It's about this like kid, and he has a twin brother, and they find the monkey, which is this little wind up toy, and you wind it up, and then it clashes his hands together, and when it's done clashing, or it's banging a drum is what it does. Once it's finished banging its drum, someone dies randomly around it, and there's no predictability as to who could die. So the film kind of talks about like how death can happen at any moment, and it can happen randomly, and there's no rhyme or reason to who it kills, and accidents can happen and blah 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 blah. Which is pretty cool because like that is like what the Final Destination movies do, where it's like these like really elaborate like setups as to these kills, and it's like tense, and it's, you know, death comes for everyone at some stage, and this movie starts off with that in a really interesting way, where the twins kind of have this animosity to each other, and the twin that we're following, twin one, but let's call him Oz and then Perkins. Oz decides, I hate Perkins, I want to kill him. So he winds up the toy and asks the toy to kill his twin brother, and it doesn't, and kills someone else. And then we deal with that for a little bit, and then it flashes forward to when they're adults. And when it flashes forward when they're adults, is when all interest on the movie just completely falls out from under itself.
Wow.
Just like everything that happens is just not interesting. It's about like, then it's like, oh, you know, the monkey's killing again. Random people are dying randomly. It has to be the monkey, Perkins. We gotta go find the monkey.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, Perkins has actually found out. It's somehow realized that Oz was tried to use the monkey to kill him. So he's the one winding up the toy, killing people randomly. And then Oz is his son, and the son gets involved, and it's about like this father who's got like this, say it with me, trauma. This movie's about trauma.
He's got trauma.
He's got trauma. He's gonna come over his trauma. It's generational trauma. And we have to overcome our trauma. And I'm so sick of this fucking theme in movies.
Trauma. It's all trauma.
And yeah, it's about trauma and overcoming your trauma and how like death is random and blah 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 blah. And the thing with the like Final Destination, the thing with the Final Destination movies is that like there's like an actual attention to like how those films like, it's like a, what's that thing called? Mousetrap, is that what it is? When like that game where like you hit one thing and like it slowly winds down and like explodes at the end.
It's like Mousetrap.
Yeah, like those kills are like Mousetrap, where it's like, oh, this fire over here is burning, and it like snaps a wire and it, you know, but like, what's a chain reaction? That's
chain reaction.
That's what I'm looking for. Chain reaction of events to cause this like splatastic death. But in this movie, that's not what happens.
It's random.
It's like stupidly random, and it's like one of the kills.
Like the monkey decides someone's about to die, and they don't just drop dead. Something happens. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's no tension like at all. There's no tension to what's gonna happen. And even like one of the scenes, some character dies. It's a woman, and she like opens up a door, and I think it's that a shotgun falls over and just like fucking decimates her.
Oh.
And I can't tell if it's meant to be like funny or if it was meant to be like there's meant to be tension beforehand. Because like it happens really suddenly that I think it's meant to be funny, but also like the character's like, no wait, don't open that door, because somehow he knows that like he knows she's gonna die somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but he knows somehow. And then she explodes into a million different pieces. Ooh. And like it's not funny and it's not tense, and like that's like basically every kill in the latter half of this movie is this like black comedy humor that's not hitting, and it's not scary, and it's not tense, and I don't know what the movie wants me to feel. Whereas in the first half of the movie there is like this dark like humor to it that I do think works. Because I was watching the first like half an hour, I was like, this movie's pretty good. I don't know why people don't like this movie. Then the half hour mark hits, and I was like, oh, right, now I can see why. And it's
boring.
It's boring. And it's like, I'm not entertained at all. And the plot doesn't make any sense. Like, characters' motivations just don't make any sense. And even like, there's like, the bit that made me roll my eyes is there, two characters are sitting in the car, and one of them's like holding the other one hostage, kind of. And for no reason at all, the two characters go like, huh? And look over, and there's like a bee's nest just sitting there, and like, oh, that's really weird. Is it? It's just a bee's nest. And then you're like, well, obviously the bee's nest is what's gonna kill them. Yeah, kill them. But like, they just completely stop what they're doing. We're like, oh, look at that bee's nest. Anyway, and then just keep going, and like, yeah, then the bee's nest is what kills one of the characters. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
it's a dumb movie.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
So
and it's a movie that looks really good as well.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I hate when they look good but they're bad. You've deceived me.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like this movie should be better because it looks good.
Yeah, the people making this are competent. And obviously he's a good director. You know?
Don't think so. I actually don't think he is.
You don't think he is?
I don't know if he is. I don't know if Alex Perkins is that good.
Well, he's clearly good at, making movies. Maybe the writing is just because obviously Longlegs falls apart, in my opinion. At the end. And this one just sounds like it may be a good idea that just immediately collapses within half an hour.
Yeah.
You know? It's sad. It's a shame. It's a shame. Would you recommend anyone watch this? Would you
No.
recommend I watch this?
No.
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 Waste of time.
Like low key, yeah. Like
Yeah.
maybe just to watch it, just so that you can say that you've seen it. But I don't think it's good. Like,
I won't watch it then.
no.
I won't watch it because I did want to watch it, but I had heard mixed things about it, or read mixed things about it.
Just watch the first half hour.
Yeah, and then just turn it off. That was a great short movie I watched.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like it would have been it's a much better half hour short film
Yeah.
that could end like at the point where it ends, and then just be like, yeah, that's the story, and then whatever. And there's a whole other hour that's just bad
Yeah.
and muddled and messy and
What's the ending? How's it resolved? Or is there any point revealing?
the ending is like, oh, I'm gonna be a better father to you because I had all this trauma,
Oh right, yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Does the monkey get destroyed?
No,
No,
you can't destroy the monkey.
you can't.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Ah.
Like the monkeys. The movie starts at like the end, like someone else's story, if you know what I mean. The movie starts with characters that aren't in the movie at all, but it's another character that has found this monkey and it's ruining his life.
Yeah. Also, it's literally like it's just the monkey is just trauma.
Yeah, the monkey just passes on to people,
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
and we're just watching. I think possibly I realized this at the end with that. What I actually think is that the character that we see at the start is the dad of the son of the twins.
Yeah.
Is what I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too engaged with the movie to like
Yeah.
really notice. I'm fairly certain it is because I think they're wearing the same clothes. Like their dad was like a pilot, and I think he's wearing a pilot outfit at the start. I can't remember. So that's what it is. So it's like this passing on thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then the monkey will be found by someone else, and death will come to them, and blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Standard.
whatever. Yeah,
Standard.
really standard. Muddled, messy, not funny, not scary. Trite.
Trite.
Yeah.
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 Fair. That's fair. That's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
But what can we do?
We can talk about a good movie.
We could address it by talking about a good movie that I watched, which is called Heathers.
Heathers.
This is a famous movie.
This is super famous.
Very famous movie. I'd never seen before. I'd never seen it on TV or anything. It was never on TV really. But it's just kind of famous. I think it's more famous in America than it is here.
Yeah, it's Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder, and I want to say his name is James, but I can't think of his name. What's his name? Main guy.
James, the main guy character.
Yeah, actor Slater.
Yeah, Christian Slater.
Christian Slater. Yes.
What else is he in? I know his name, but I've never.
True Romance.
True Romance. Ah, okay, yeah. He's very good in this.
He plays a similar character in True Romance, I believe, as well. So.
Yeah. But he's great in this. Heathers is very, very good. 1988, I think.
I think you're right with that.
Late 80s.
It's definitely an 80s movie.
It's so 80s, very, very 80s. It was written kind of as apparently it was inspired by John Hughes kind of stuff, and you can really see that. It's like, very kind of it's a very, very 80s movie, and what you're picturing is exactly what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot darker, a lot smarter, I think, but like John Hughes movies aren't trying to be like really like clever or whatever. Generally speaking, I suppose maybe Breakfast Club's bit too smarmy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
Too woke.
Is it too woke? I've always said that.
Just the opposite of woke.
Yeah, very Reagan. Yeah. But no, Heathers is a very, very, very intelligent movie. More woke, really. It's a more woke movie. It is. And it's ahead of its time. People say this all the time, but this movie actually is. It predicted school shootings way before they were a big thing. It was actually rebooted. It was rebooted as a
it was
as a TV series like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
But that's when school shootings were like, let's up. Like everyone was like, I want to do a school shooting.
Everyone was doing school shootings.
Every man and his dog was doing a school shooting. Like it was happening every week, and the show was delayed. Premiering starting on the fucking network or whatever it was, because the Parkland shooting happened where he killed like 30 kids or something like that. And then throughout the season they'd have to like not air an episode because there'd been a school shooting that week. So the whole season took like a year to air because they kept getting delayed by the fact that people were getting like literally killed in schools. But the whole thing is about
not what's the best school shooting, but what's the best school shooting movie?
this one.
This one.
Oh, best school shooting movie. I don't know. That's a difficult one because they're not very. How many have
I can think of
you have
two.
a good one. You've one that you watched. Was it? Is
The
it
Dirties?
First person? The Dirties.
The Dirties. First person.
No, or is that found footage? The Dirties.
The Dirties is found footage.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. A first person school shooter that would definitely be, that would be banned. That would be banned 100%.
I'm also thinking of Elephant as well.
Yeah, Elephant.
The Gus Van Sant.
Yeah, that's kind of first person actually.
Yeah. Those two movies are very good. But I can't think of any others, but those two movies are very good.
Yeah. This one is really good as well, but it's not like it's technically like he does shoot someone in a school, but like it's more about he tries to bomb a school at the end.
We need to talk about Kevin. It's also a school shooting movie, I believe.
I haven't seen it, but
he uses a bow and arrow. But go on.
Yeah, but yeah, Heathers is about it's a girl. She's kind of an outcast. She's Winona Ryder. His name is Veronica. She's friends with the Heathers, which is 3 girls who were like the popular girls in school.
Mm-hmm.
And
Inspiration for the Ashleys.
The Ashleys, yeah. But they're absolute bitches, and they're like they're really like mean and like kind of just obsessed with like social climbing and like maintaining the status quo of being basically like the triumvirate of the school kind of social system.
So like because I'm thinking like that's what Mean Girls is about as well.
Yeah. It's very much like that. But this movie is also about how Veronica wants to. She grows to resent them, and she finds kind of like a mirror of her resentment in this guy, JD, who's played by Christian Slater, who's like this this outcast kid who's like he's dark haired, he's just kind of smiling into the distance all the time. He's really mysterious.
So mysterious.
He wears
leather jackets.
He wears leather jacket.
He wears school shooter leather jackets.
He wears school shooter jackets. I'm pretty sure this must be the foundational text for like because they all kind of wore those jackets. Well, the original ones did anyway. This sounds horrible. Jesus, I hope
really hope ChatGPT doesn't read this episode.
Man. Yeah, be banned from America. They're like looking through all this stuff
now. We're so totally banned from America already.
Yeah. But yeah, in any case, he shows up to the school, and he's this mysterious kind of loner character. But he stands up to the jocks. He's not going to take it, and he's kind of a wild card. That's when he shoots. He uses a gun in school, and he just gets suspended. That's how you know it's the 80s. They only suspend him. He fires off shots in school, like just like warning shots at these 2 jocks, and they're just like, "Don't do that again," which is so ridiculous. And like looking back in hindsight, I suppose. But yeah, Veronica is kind of attracted to him because he's hot and he's like mysterious,
and he's
dangerous, but also because he represents what she doesn't like about the school, what she doesn't like about the the social system in the school. But he's like also a psychopath as well. Like, he's way more extreme than she is. She just resents it. He's like, oh, let's.
He's like, read my manifesto.
Yeah, he's writing a manifesto, and he's like fucking. He likes like killing things and like hurting small animals and stuff. Like he's evil.
Mm-hmm.
He's pure evil. And his whole thing is his solution is like we're going to kill them, and she's like, yeah, let's kill them. That'd be so funny. But then he's like actually doing it, and he's kind of tricking her into it at first. But she's the moral center of the story because it's all about like, I didn't mean for this to happen, but it just kind of keeps happening. And she generally doesn't mean it. But the whole thing is that the kind-heartedness of Winona Ryder. She's just trying to make the school a bit nicer. She just hates the mean girls. She hates people being mean to other people, and then he's the kind of the devil on the shoulder. And he really does escalate beyond just being the devil on the shoulder to being like, he's the villain of the movie basically. He's the agent of chaos, and he's actually exacerbating the whole situation because he kind of wants this, the chaos to continue. He's socially engineering situations to make it, perpetuate or rebuild itself every time it kind of falls apart. And yeah, it's a funny movie. It's a nice movie. It's not a nice movie, but like it's a very enjoyable movie, and it has a few things to say. in like like not in a John Hughes way, in like that is actually like prescient. You know, that's
Mhm.
like like actually literally relevant. That's like,
Today.
you can't really get more relevant social commentary than a movie in the 80s about something like this. Where it's like, oh, it's about, you know, how teenagers are mean to each other. But it's like, it's literally about a guy who goes up and tries to blow up a school,
Mhm.
and then that's literally what happened for like, you know, the next 30 years after that.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. If
Yeah. I've only ever seen like the first like 40 minutes of this movie. Never.
yeah, because it's not like dark or anything like that. Like, it's not like it's just like a decent watch.
Yeah.
Doesn't get too serious. It's funny as well. And yeah, it's kind of like Mean Girls. But I prefer this to Mean Girls because I also watched Mean Girls 2 as well recently,
Oh.
which is
right.
actually surprisingly not that bad.
I need to watch that. I haven't seen Mean Girls either.
You've never seen Mean Girls?
I've never seen Mean Girls.
Mean Girls is pretty good as well, but this is way better in my opinion.
Mm.
In my opinion. Orla also liked this movie. She's a big fan of Mean Girls, but she liked this movie as well. And yeah, but they're both worth a watch. Both worth a watch. Easy watches on like a nice Saturday night.
Maybe I'll watch Mean Girls tonight.
Why not?
Maybe
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And yeah, like it's kind of similar to this. I don't know how influential this movie is because, as I said, I've never seen it before. I don't really know many people that have seen it, but I know it's really famous.
Oh, I think this is like it's like a core text to like high school movies.
Yeah. But like, it's not really. I don't know anyone that's really talked about it.
Yeah, no, you never hear people talking about it, but I know it's like very iconic movie. Just
Yeah.
not many people have seen it. Maybe not many people in Ireland have seen it, but
Yeah. Well, it's great.
or at least not many people in Ireland who have seen it talk about it. But
True. It's taboo. But I would recommend.
yeah.
Highly recommend. Great movie. Great
Ugh.
movie. Winona Ryder, what an angel.
Oh man, I love
What an
Winona
angel.
Ryder. She's so good.
She's great.
In everything. She's so small.
Yeah.
Such a small lady. Ugh. Right, well, we get on to our recommended film for this episode. All My Friends Hate Me
Yes.
by Gaynard. Yeah, so this movie is about Pete. Pete is hasn't seen his his college friends in forever, and it's his 31st birthday, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go to a big gaff and session with them and reunite with them.
Mm-hmm. Reconnect.
But he gets there and no one's there yet. He's oh man, you know the bit when he comes through the gates and he's playing Sandstorm full volume.
Yeah.
And he gets in and I was like, yeah, what's up, lads? Like, oh, you fucking twat.
yeah. I was a bit thrown off by that because I was thinking, it's like the fucking score for this movie is unbearable.
Yeah,
you know,
it
is I wasn't sure. Is this intentional?
I think it is intentional.
Yeah, 100%. But like at the time, I was like, I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
I'm not liking this
I
whole thing.
was a bit like, oh no.
Yeah.
Did I make a dud?
a stinker in the can.
But thankfully, no, it is all intentional. But
Yeah.
I was like, God, this fella's a dweeb.
Yeah.
And so he rocks to the gaff, waits for his friends. They don't show up for hours and hours and hours. And then they eventually show up. And it's like one of them, it's his parents' gaff or it's his gaff or something like that.
George.
And he owns the gaff. And
His girlfriend Fig.
it becomes immediately obvious that everyone's super rich. I thought they were renting this gaff, not that they owned the gaff at the start.
Yeah, same. It's like an Airbnb kind of thing,
But yeah, they're renting. They own the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're all they're super rich. But there's one fella there that Pete doesn't recognize. Charlie, was that his name?
Is it Charlie or Harry?
Harry, I think it's Harry.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't recognize this fella anyway. And he's like, why are my friends acting really weird? Why are they... They're not acting like my friends. They're being super passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And thus begins the...
He's paro. He's paro straight away.
He is paro. That is exactly
He's
it.
so paro straight away.
He is paro as... This is the most paro anyone has ever been.
That's the horror. It's a horror movie about being socially anxious and paro for being... Which is it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Like, because I heard of this movie in terms of like the Super Eye Patch Wolf is a YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching this video where he's like going through like all the movies that he watched last year on one of his other channels, and he talked about this movie, and he's like, this movie like shook him to his core because it's a fear that he's like, I've had this fear, but I've never had it like contextualized and shown back to me. And I was like, okay, right, let's watch it. And I was like, yeah, yeah, what, like, there's something so like. It's the social horror element that you were saying, and the anxiety of not fitting in.
Yeah, missing the cues,
and people
not understanding why people are acting a certain way, feeling like, you know, they don't want you around.
Yeah,
they don't want you for some reason, and you don't know why.
Yeah,
you're paranoid. It's just the paranoia.
And like friends, like the places where you're meant to feel safe. Not feeling safe because people are just acting weird to you. Ooh.
Yeah, it's subtle about it as well. Like just all the interactions between the characters. You know, like you just get randomly cut off in the middle of or like they won't be listening to what he's saying, or like giving him dirty looks, or just small little like microaggressions, all like built. And it's like, and you're in the same position as him. You're like, why the hell is this happening? What's going on here?
It's so constant.
Yeah.
The bit, I will say that one of the more like obvious bits that made me literally like actually like look away from the screen was when he's like talking about like, oh yeah, when I was on the way up here, I met this guy and he's like, Arr! And he's there telling the story about like this country man, and the camera painfully slowly turns around him. And you can see someone standing there. It's like, that's the guy he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's the guy he's talking about. And it just holds and holds and holds and holds. And then it's like, he turns around. He's like, oh, I wasn't. It's like, yeah, you were. Yeah, you were taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Very
awkward.
Another thing that I noticed with this movie is there's so many open doors. Did you get that feeling in this movie?
Open doors.
There's a lot of the times he'll be lying in bed or whatever, and it's just a shot of the room, but the door is open.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is that making me feel so uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, oh, someone's always listening in or something, like,
always
being watched, always being judged, always someone listening to you.
He's never alone, really.
Yeah.
At any point.
So something about that like really got to me.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in an environment where it's like he's being judged for some reason. He doesn't know why, but he can't get away. No one will listen to him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, is he crazy? Or are they crazy? Or like, what the hell's going on? That's good. It's good psychological horror. But yeah, it's very, very, you know, yeah, it's really unique.
Yeah, I've never seen a film like this.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Comfortable to watch. But I think I really, really enjoyed it, despite it being so uncomfortable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, just the way certain scenes would play out, and you just be like, oh, fucking hell. That's just like a small interaction, be like, bollocks.
That cuts.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like that. But it plays into the paranoia, and you're like, well, what does this mean? Who is this guy, Harry? You know?
Why does he keep taking out a notebook?
Yeah, why is he taking out a notebook? And it's that kind of thing where it's like that's really rude. Obviously, if someone did that, you'd be like, what is that? But if they kept doing it and everyone else kept acting normal about it, you'd be like, should I call this out?
Yeah.
Should I jump on this, or is this no one else is reacting?
No one else is noticing that he keeps doing this.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, very well played. Very well played. And the acting's very good as well.
Yeah, I think this movie is like really well acted, and like the writing in it is insane. I think the writing is superb.
Yeah, your man wrote it, the main guy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It's also like really well shot. It's also a very good looking movie.
Yeah.
But I think like everything about like the social like anxieties and stuff that all comes to a head at the end of the movie, where it's like twist, and it's like, oh, another twist, and you're like, oh, this is where it's revealed that, well, it's Pete's birthday and he's sitting them all down, and as we're saying, everyone's like super rich, and so someone comes out and like, and it's like it's a guy pretending to be Peter, and he starts like reciting all the things that Peter have been talking about, how he worked with refugees, how he's got a fake accent now from when he was in college, how he's this and that and that. And then Pete like turns us into how what's actually happening to him is that he's being punished for something that he did as a kid, where he was bullying this little girl who ended up killing herself, and the person that never let him go, like with that guilt, was her older brother, and he believes Harry to be the older brother.
Yeah. Because he's been tormenting him the entire movie in really plausibly deniable ways.
Yes,
to an extent. You know, but he's not. He's not the older brother. That's all. It's all in his head. Which is a great twist, because when he was first saying that, I was like, that'd be a bit of a shit twist if that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because they haven't mentioned that the entire movie up to this point. But like, yeah, it turns out he's like, Harry is some guy, because the reason they brought Harry along, he's just like some random guy from near the area. Is during college they used to bring in wild cards on their night out, so it'd be like some random person that they just found in the village. And they bring them up to their like whatever their housing or their mansion or whatever, and party with them. And that was the reason that he was there, and he was kind of slumping on the couch. But he was someone that had been a wild card at one of their college parties, at one of their kind of famous college parties that they always talk about back in the day, called Plank, that had kissed a dog, and that was the whole thing.
Yeah, he's just a fella from his past.
Yeah, and that was the big surprise that they're vaguely alluding to throughout the movie. And that was the big secret they're talking about. Oh, does she know the secrets that you have from the past? The secrets was he kissed a dog when he was really drunk or something like that. Yeah. So it was all in his head, but they're still pricks, because the entire movie doesn't stand with the fact that like they're still being like cunts to him.
Yeah, they're still assholes.
They're still horrible people. Yeah.
all his friends are assholes.
Yeah,
they're rich assholes. That's the
horrendous
whole thing.
people. Yeah.
And it's like, I think that's when the movie.
Well, actually, Claire's very nice.
Claire is nice. She's the only nice character.
She's bang on, yeah.
But yeah, that's when the whole like the actual like point of the movie really, I think, like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what this movie's like. This movie's about, like, it is about this social anxiety horror thing, but it's also about like growing past where you were when you were younger. Because this movie made me like reflect, like, when I was like in school, I hang around all these people. I don't hang around any of those people anymore. And anytime I do like see them and talk to them, it's like, we're like so different. Like we don't like, I don't think we really like be friends now.
Yeah,
because we're just different people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's about that. It's about that. So it's about like how everyone is a bit of an asshole, very self-centered.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I suppose there probably is like a class element to it as well. With the fact that they're all up in their big mansion, they're all the toffs, and he's someone who was one of them, and maybe he's grown apart from it now, but he's still very self-conscious about the whole thing. And the whole thing is he's also a prick. He's very, very self-centered. Doesn't care what the rest of them are doing.
Yes.
Doesn't really care what they're doing.
And they
where they're at
for that. They're like,
yeah. They call him out. Yeah, and like he never asks them questions about where they're at with their lives and all. And he's always talking about how he's working in refugee camps. Like he's trying to do good and all this stuff. But he just, at the same time, he's constantly retreating into himself about like, they're not treating me the way I should be treated, or like, is this all a conspiracy against me? Like, it's all about me kind of thing. It's just a narcissism that he has. It has to be, he's the main character in this situation because he's somehow broken the mold out of whatever horrible friend group he had. And it is a horrible friend group, but like, he still retains maybe some of the characteristics.
He was excited to see them.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah. And he shows up to the party being like, oh, I'm going to be the skipper.
Skippy, yeah.
Skippy, because I was the captain of the party and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he's like, well, they haven't, like, he's like, oh, they haven't changed, but they have changed just in different ways to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then the end when, like, he's in the car with his girlfriend, it's like, oh, the thing with you is you can't take a joke. It's like, oh, because he's still taking everything to complete the heart. Everything that anyone says, he's taking like complete offense to, even though like at this stage it's been pretty much established. Pete, like it was meant to be a joke.
I'd be in fear for my life if I did something. because he just ruins everything. That final scene where he's going on the
Oh.
rant. He just like he reveals he's about to propose and all, and he's exposing the whole thing. He's like, yeah, you told Claire that I was going to propose to Sonia or whatever. And then it's like, oh, bollocks, I've revealed that. And then Sonia's like, well, why did you care that Claire cared? And it's like, it's just like fucking explosion, like a whole like fucking tesseract of social explosions have just occurred there. It's like, oh,
Yeah, if you don't
bollocks,
care
this guy's in bits.
If you didn't care about Claire anymore, why did you care if she knew that you were getting
yeah,
married?
Yeah. It's like, oh, Jesus. Like, yeah, tough.
Oh.
Tough.
And then the whole thing where like he's like said if he's fucking murdered a young girl when he was a kid.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And everyone's just like,
It's like,
hell?
what the fuck?
You just revealed that, like, apropos of nothing, essentially.
Yeah, because I was just imagining from their perspective, they're trying to pull this joke, and then he just fucking drops his bomb. What kills the vibe?
And then Glass is the fucking Harry with the vase, and calls him a slur. Like that's like disastrous. That is, I'd go into hiding. You'd never recover from that.
No.
You know, I'd be like, I am the joke.
Yeah.
This is.
I would probably kill myself in front of, and I would do it in front of every single person there.
Just to top it off. There's no way to continue. Yeah, no way to continue at that point.
Your life is over.
Yeah.
I know at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, his life isn't over. His life is over.
Yeah, it's done. It's that whole kind of it's very they landed very well.
Mm.
They landed very well.
The ending was very satisfying.
Yeah.
And especially at the moment where I thought like he was like, where is this coming from?
I was like, oh, I don't know about this, but I was like, oh, thank God.
That's not. I'm because
the fact that Harry's just like just like a normal guy, and I was like, I hate this cunt the entire movie. I hate this guy.
he's just a fucking blow. He's just some dude.
Just a guy, like just a regular Joe.
This movie made me think about like maybe remember being at a party one time, and there may have been substances involved.
Oh,
and I had said something to someone, right? I had said something to someone.
You confessed to a murder when you were 10 years old.
No, basically there was a fella. I can't remember the exact details, but there was a fella and a girl that were at the party, and I think it was something like the girl had cheated on her girlfriend with the fella or something like that. Might be getting the details wrong. And I'd said that to someone, but then later on in the night there was developments happening of this situation, and in my head I was like, oh, that's happening because I said that earlier. You
started the fire.
I started the fire. And I remember like sitting down with someone being like, I think I'm after like causing the situation, and like the little one was like, what the fuck are you talking about? No. No, this is completely separate from you. This has got whether or not you're here or not would not have affected what's going on here.
Yeah.
I just remember being paro that I had caused the situation, and that everyone knew that I was the one that caused this situation. And like this movie is that, but like not everything's about you.
Yeah. But the paranoia.
Not everything is this grand plot that's spiraling out because of your actions.
Yeah. It's like a couple having a fight in the corner of a party. It's like, this is a conspiracy against me. Why do you all hate me?
Why? Everyone hates me. It's like, no one knows your name.
You start crying and throwing vases around, slurs and all.
Just fucking bottle the fella. But yeah, man, yeah, I was like this movie. I've forgotten about that until this movie. I was like, man, I have felt that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, to some degree, I think everyone has. You know, yeah. So at a low level, it's just
it's just constant
it's
low
like,
level.
It's all about me.
Everything's about I am the main character. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. That's what this movie really hit. Anyway, is that feeling of social anxiety not fitting in. It's so many things. It's social anxiety. It's not fitting in. It's growing apart from people that you used to be friends with. It's making yourself the victim when you're not the victim at all, and making this grand conspiracy, and then just constant passive aggressive jabs.
Yeah. It's great. Didn't know this type of horror movie existed.
No.
You know.
I don't know how much of this social horror I ever want to watch again, because
I think it's
something cuts to the bone with this type of movies.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What else could you do with that? I don't know. It might be kind of a British thing, is it?
I feel like only Brits could make this.
Yeah. Kind of like an Office thing.
Yeah.
You know, very, very cynical. Very cynical movie. but very funny movie though as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of humor in this movie.
Yeah, Archie is great. I hated Archie at the start, but then,
He's such a
and like,
disaster.
and you're thinking like kind of when he's going when Pete is going on his kind of confession kind of thing. It's like, oh, Archie was kind of, he was like a master conspirator when he was having that confessional.
Because there's a bit where he smiles.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know.
And leaves the breadcrumbs. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I've noticed it too.
yeah, and then he smiles just as he's leaving the room. And they're like, oh, he's onto something. But he's just a regular lad. Like he's just
taking the piss out of him.
He's just taking the piss, and the big secret is like, it's that guy that was at that party that we tell all the stories about, and he's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. There's no conspiracy there. He's just in it for the bag and whatever else. He's just really in it for the bag.
The bit as well where like where he goes in, like does a bit of coke, and then someone drops the coke.
Harry drops the coke, yeah.
And he like
flips out.
He flips out, and then Harry's like, "Oh no, it was me that dropped it." And he's like, "Oh right, yeah, that's fine." He's like, "Why didn't you give out to him like you were giving out to Pete?" And like that as well.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, where you can feel like everyone's, and the bit where like they go hunting, and it's like, yeah, that type of stuff takes a lot of work and planning and money.
Yeah,
and it's a bit shit that you didn't shoot anything.
Yeah, that was like. There has to be something to that, but then looking back, it's funny because it's like, oh no, they're just being pricks about it.
They're just being assholes.
They're just pricks. They're just like being mean to him for no reason.
They're just horrible people, and they are just pissed off at him because he didn't shoot anything.
yeah.
Even though he said, "I'm not going to be able to shoot anything."
Yeah, even the interaction with the old fella as well, that he slided already, being like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't get anything, but thanks for all your help," and he just doesn't even. He just stares at him. He just stares at him, and he has to walk away. Yeah, it's so evil when you're in the moment in the movie, but then looking back, it's like that's actually funny.
Yeah, he actually just hates him because he was taking the piss out of him.
Which is completely fair.
Oh, but even like that interaction, like at the start of the movie with your man, it's like, "Oh, do you know where such and such place is?" "I do."
Yeah,
and just leaves it like that. It's like, oh, man, I've had people do that, and you're like, just fucking the fucking know, you prick. Well, we leave it at that.
Yes, let's leave it there. Cool. Well, my recommended film for the next episode is A Dark Song, 2019 by, I don't remember his name. Something. It's an Irish name. He's an Irish director, and he is
Liam Gavin.
He's an Irish director.
2016.
It was shot in Wales, which is unfortunate, but it's an Irish movie, and it's a horror movie. 2016. I watched it many years ago on YouTube. I bought it on YouTube.
Damn.
So
on that YouTube money.
On the YouTube money. It's pretty 2020 I watched it maybe. So it's been 5 years. Jesus Christ.
We even did this podcast for like 5 years.
Nearly 5 years, yeah. Holy moly.
When did we start this podcast? 2021?
August 2020.
2020. Jesus.
Yeah. August 2020.
God.
It was the Leo books. It was crazy.
Man, those Leo books, we made them last.
We really did. We squeezed, we milked it. Like, this equipment is all 5 years old. Like, it's mad.
Crazy.
Still works a treat. We still have the highest quality audio of any podcast in the greater Dublin area.
100%.
110%. Many people have said that as well.
Those
exact words.
I once got like
an award.
No, one time I was using the Focusrite in these mics for something in college, and the lecturer and we had to like specify what we were using, and the lecturer was just like, "Yeah, I don't understand how you're getting such good quality out of a Behringer mic, just attached up to a Focusrite. I don't know how it sounds so clean."
There's a certain magic to us. We just make it happen. But yeah, it does sound amazing.
I don't. Yeah, again, I don't understand how. Like these mics were €8 or something like that.
Yeah. They were so cheap. The Focusrite was about 90 or something like that.
The Focusrite. I'll keep going. I think the Focusrite was like 140 or something like that.
Oh, was it? Oh.
I think the whole setup cost us $250 altogether.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. Yeah.
The only thing we've ever had to replace is getting shorter cables because the cables we got were way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And no, these are still the same stands.
These are the same stands. Yeah. It's all the same. The original setup. This will be in a museum someday.
Honest to God, I'm nearly certain though that we should get a new headphone split jacket thing because it's
a bit.
The cable on it every so often goes, but
it's okay for now. I think
150 episodes was working around. So
yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it. That's what I always say. But yeah, Dark Song. Talk about that next episode. It's a horror movie about a woman who has trauma, but it's not just about that.
It's about how ChatGPT knows everything about you.
It's about AI. 2016. It's pretty far ahead. No, it's kind of about trauma, but it's interesting.
Cool.
So it's actually interesting. I thought it was interesting 5 years ago anyway. So in my prime.
We'll see what you think now.
Yeah. We'll see.
But she's like, this movie sucks.
It's dark.
I think this movie was good. I hate when that happens. When you watch a film that you used to like and you're like, oh.
It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Should have left the image pristine.
Yeah. Well, maybe I won't recommend this movie then.
No, you've locked in too late.
It's too late. Yeah, it's too late now. Yeah. No, we're locked in.
We're locked in. And we'll leave it at that.
Yes, indeed.
Good night. God bless.
Bye.